Hello. I wanted to have a chat to you this morning about fishing rods. As you may know, I'm a very passionate fly fisherman, and one of my great pleasures in life is to fish little streams with split cane fly fishing rods. And I thought it might be something a little bit different to share with you. Is some of the ones I've become sort of quite a collector of these fishing rods over the last little while. And I thought it might be of interest just to show you some of them and talk about them. This particular rod is made by a American rod maker called Gooden Gum. And interestingly, it came up for sale on a marketplace thing on the computer a little while back, and it was amazingly not expensive. Seeing that all of these things are actually handmade. Each one of these little pieces are bamboo, and they're all filed down to within a thousandth of an inch, and then they're stuck together by glue, of course. And this has got 6 pieces in it. So as you can see, it's not very big at all. And it goes down to a very, very fine tip indeed. This particular one is 9 feet long. And I was fortunate to be able to fish it for the first time last week up at the King Parrot Creek up at Flowerdale. Never fished it before. It's been my goal this year to fish a different stream every month of the year and catch a trout on a cane rod in a different stream in Victoria each month for this fishing season, starting in September. And so far I'm on track to do that, which is lovely. And I was able to have a lovely evening's fishing on the King Parrot Creek last week, and took a couple of very, very nice trout. They're not overly big in a little stream like that, but that doesn't matter. They're wild, and they're wild trout. They're not stocked, and that's what I like most of all, is fishing for wild trout. And I was able to use this lovely little rod. With these rods, I match it up normally with a Hardy Perfect reel. I've got several of these reels, and they're made in the UK, and these are quite old, but just wonderful. And they have the most beautiful ratchet sound to them. Wonderful. So when you have a big, reasonable fish on the line that's taking line off, you hear this. And that's what fishermen like me thrive on, I suppose, want a better expression. We thrive on that sound. Beautiful sound. So that one was, as I say, wasn't at all expensive. And an absolute pleasure, and I'm thrilled to bits I bought it for myself. The next one I wanted to show you is an old Aspendell, and this is a rod that was made just after the Second World War, 1948, and made in Redditch in England. And there were 2 brothers that ran this particular rod making business, and they had a falling out, and they never spoke to each other ever again, but they both made fishing rods. And as you will notice on this one, it's got whipping up the rod itself, and that whipping was put on there to strengthen the rod. This is a 5 weight, and it's very, very nice indeed to use. Very slow. It's a very, very slow action rod, so you need to slow your casting down to be able to appreciate it properly. But these whippings were put on at these intervals because the glues they used back then weren't as good as they are today, so this helped to reinforce it and stop it coming apart. I was offered this from a deceased estate, and this was the chap's favourite fishing rod. He bought it in about 1963 and fished with it quite regularly. And apparently it's never been restored, yet you can probably see the varnish glistening on this, and it's still in as good a condition as it would be when it was new. And an absolute pleasure to use. And once again, I put a hardy reel onto it, and it's lovely. So that's that one. And then I come to my real pride and joy, which is a rod that was purchased for me by my lovely wife Leslie as a present. And this is made by the master craftsman Tom Ragula, who is in Dorset in England. Everything on this is made by hand. His father turns the mechanism here to hold the reel in place out of one piece of brass. Beautifully done. I mean, it's absolutely superb. Tom's signature handles with cork and the inset of wood into the handle. Just the quality is just second to none. There's no doubt about that at all. And it's something that I will have and treasure forever, and I hope will be passed down to somebody in the family who has a passion for fly fishing as well. But that's a Tom Ragula rod, beautiful to use. The balance in it is just second to none, and the finish and craftsmanship in this is just exquisite. Does it catch you more fish? No, it doesn't. But it's like driving a Morris Minor in comparison to a Mercedes. It gets you to the same place, but it's just a much nicer journey when you use something in this sort of ilk. And without any doubt at all, this is my pride of my collection, I suppose. I've got a couple of others, which I won't bore you with this morning, but that's what I wanted to share with you today, is a little aside from dogs. As you know, that's my major part of my life, other than the family. And as my, what should we say, recreation from being with dogs all the time, I like to go out and fish, and I like to fish small streams. Unfortunately, we aren't that well blessed here in the Central Highlands with small streams. It's mainly lake fishing, which I do as well. But I do like to get away and fish small streams. And recently I've been lucky enough to be able to fish some of the smaller streams down in the Otways and in the Otway ranges. And there's been some beautiful fish down there and beautiful fishing. Thank you for your time today. It's been lovely to have a chat with you, and wherever you are, stay safe. Okay, all the best. Bye-bye for now. Bye.